What would you describe the music that you typically create? Dull.
We asked people to send in questions for Alastair to answer. Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Size 10. Adidas.
I thought they only did shoes. Okay, so let's give it a go.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Johnny Headphones, how do you think your bandmates would describe you? How would you describe me? Is there a bit of a character? I don't know. Raven Moon, hello. You have a free 1 hour guitar lesson with any guitarist. Who would you want it to be? Johnny Marr, I think. Yeah, you could learn so much from Johnny Marr, couldn't you? Because he's not a rock star, he's a musician.
Yeah, he'd
So,
talk about it as well.
yeah.
He wouldn't keep to an hour though, he could keep going.
You'd keep going, yeah. You'd
No,
probably
we
get...
know, it's all right, don't
Yeah,
worry.
you'd-
I'll cancel my 3 o'clock.
I don't think he'd be looking at the clock. I think you might get a couple of hours out of him. If you could pick any musicians, dead or alive, who would you most like to collaborate with? Here's not something I've ever thought about before. Who would I collaborate with? Dead or alive? It would be nice to play guitar with Keith Richards, wouldn't it? But it would be a bit embarrassing on my part. Dead, if they were dead, who would... how about Ray Manzarek from The Doors? The keyboard player from The Doors.
Oh, nice.
Ether Real 81. I don't know who this is. The long-awaited biopic of Ether City is about to be filmed. Who would play the roles of the band members? Mr. T could play Captain. Hannibal Smith can't play you because Hannibal Smith's dead. Who would play me? Johnny Marr could play me.
Johnny Marr could play anything.
He's not. He doesn't quite brush up on his rhythm guitar though, does he? Compared to me, obviously. Maze. Who would play Maze? Oh.
Lady Gaga.
John Cena from WWF wrestling. Similar haircuts. Captain, your Ether City band. Captain. This had to be a captain question, didn't it? Is cottage cheese the only cheese that's guaranteed to please? Cottage cheese, the only cheese guaranteed to please. Yes. I don't even like cottage cheese, to be honest. Do you?
No.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? So, is it the only cheese that's guaranteed to please? No. Who does it please? Who's pleased with cottage cheese? Question from Verity. How many guitars have you owned, and which do you like best? How many do I own? So there's 1, 2, 3 in here, and then there's another 1, 2, 3 in the loft. So I've never got rid of any guitars. So I've got 6. Which one's my favourite? The Telecaster. Yeah, the Telecaster's the best. I love it. It's amazing. What would you describe the music that you typically create? Dull.
That's a great sell. We'll use that in all the adverts.
Depressing, miserable.
Sum up Ether City in one word.
They're not very cheerful, are they? Nothing's very cheerful in my songs.
Great storyteller.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you tell sometimes I write songs and I get to the 3rd verse and I'm basically saying the same thing I said in the 1st verse. And I go, Alastair would have told a story by now.
If it's happy, it goes in the bin.
Well, thank you.
Cannon Chucker. Who's Cannon Chucker? Which Ether City song should be featured in the next John Lewis Christmas ad? Trunk Pants or Don't Let Yourself Down? 2 of the really, big ones. This is from I can't even pronounce this. How do you pronounce that? Genesis. Phil Collins.
It probably is.
Genesis.
It probably is Phil Collins.
So, Phil, you've asked me the question, does the gauge of your guitar strings actually make a difference? I always worry that if they're too thin, I'm going to break the E string too easily. Not that I do a lot of bending on the strings, but if I just hit it too hard. So, I think I typically go for sort of like the mid. I don't go too thin on my strings, I don't think, from memory. But I haven't changed them in recent months, so I can't tell you what the last set were. This is a Brucey bonus question. Okay. How have your influences changed over the years, or are they still the same? I probably couldn't tell you any new bands of the last 15 years. Although I think Sam Fender's good, actually. He's good. But no, influences, they've probably stayed the same, to be honest, haven't they? I think. Who's that new trendy band?
BB King?
BB King. They've stayed the same. I don't really progress or move with the times, do I? It's still the 90s, isn't it? Captain again. Captain. Goodness. Have you still got my flip-flops, Captain? Favourite member of the A-Team? It was always Hannibal Smith. When we played the A-Team as kids, I was always Hannibal Smith. But back then, when you're like 8 or 9 years old, I didn't have any black leather gloves to be Hannibal Smith. So I had some black ski gloves. So
You did use cigars?
Cigars, yeah. No, the toy candy ones, but I'd be running around in the middle of summer wearing black skiing gloves. That's as close as I could get to his get up.
10 rapid fire questions. You've got to tell me which of them it is. They're all either ors, okay?
Okay.
So you've got to give me an answer as quick
Has Captain asked any of these?
No.
Good.
No.
That's a relief.
No.
Okay.
Les Paul or Stratocaster?
Gosh, for a minute I thought you said Les Dennis. Les Paul.
Blur or Oasis?
Blur.
Jim Morrison or Nicky Wire?
Nicky Wire.
Bass or Guinness?
Guinness.
Cranberries or Sleeper?
Oh, tricky. Cranberries or Sleeper? Cranberries.
Automatic for the People or the Holy Bible?
Oh, gee, it's got. That's a tough one. It's Holy Bible for me. Yeah.
Dry roasted or salted pins?
Dry roasted. You didn't even need to give me the second option.
Portreath or Swanage?
Portreath or Swanage? Swanage.
Chili McCoys or Beef and Mustard Brannigans?
Beef and mustard Brannigans.
And lastly, Kimberly Davies or Lisa Snowdon?
Kimberly Davies. That was Annalise in Neighbours. And who was the other one?
Lisa Snowdon.
Lisa Snowdon. So she went. So she's got dark hair. Annalise got Lisa Snowdon. Yeah.
Well, there are so many questions there. We're going to have to put other ones in a second video. Thank you so much for sending them in. You up for doing a second video of these questions?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
none
folks.
of them are by Captain.